My parents disowned me, so I became rich, but now they want me back in. Growing up, my parents were always about status. Dad was a mid-level manager who acted like a CEO, and Mom was obsessed with keeping up appearances in our suburban neighborhood. Everything had to look perfect on the outside, even if we were drowning in credit card debt. When I told them I wanted to skip college to start a car repair business, you'd think I'd announced I was joining a cult. No son of mine will be a dirty mechanic, Dad spat. Mom just cried, asking what the neighbors would think. I'd been fixing cars since I was 14, learning everything from YouTube and working weekends at local garages. I had $40,000 saved up from years of side jobs, but they wouldn't listen. Either go to business school like we planned, or get out, Dad said. So at 18, I left. They changed the locks the same day. I lived in my car for 2 months, showering at the gym, while working at an auto shop during the day. Every dollar I made went into a savings account. The owner, Pete, saw potential in me. He let me sleep in the break room and taught me everything about running a business. "Kid, you've got the touch," he'd say, watching me diagnose engine problems other mechanics missed. After a year, I found a tiny garage for sale in a rough part of town. The previous owner had died, and his kids just wanted to offload it. I used my savings for the down payment and took out a massive loan for the rest. The first 6 months were hell. I worked 16-hour days, slept on a cot in the office, and ate nothing but ramen. But word started spreading about the young guy who could fix anything. I specialized in high-end European cars that other shops couldn't handle. Rich people will pay anything to fix their Porsches and BMWs. Within 2 years, I had 8 employees and was making more in a month than my dad made in a year. I bought the building next door and expanded. I met my wife Olivia when she brought in her broken Mercedes. She wasn't some rich girl. She was a nurse who'd inherited the car from her grandmother. We got married at the courthouse. Then I surprised her with a 2-week honeymoon in Italy. By 25, I owned the largest independent auto shop in the state. I had contracts with dealerships and a reputation for being the guy who could fix the unfixable. The business was worth millions. Then last month, I saw them in my waiting room. Mom looked older, her designer clothes replaced with Walmart basics. Dad had lost weight, his arrogant swagger gone. They didn't recognize me at first. I was in a custom suit, talking to a client about their Ferrari. When they realized it was me, Mom started crying. Dad tried to hug me, but I stepped back. "My son, look at you," he said, like the last 7 years never happened. "We've missed you so much." Then came the real reason for their visit. They'd lost everything. Dad's company had downsized, and he'd been replaced by someone younger. They'd burned through their savings trying to maintain their lifestyle. Now they were facing foreclosure. "We're family," Mom pleaded. "Family helps each other." I looked at the photo on my desk. Me and Olivia at our daughter's first birthday. That was my real family. "Remember what you said? No son of yours would be a dirty mechanic," I replied. "Guess that means I'm not your son." I called my secretary. "Amanda, please show these people out. They're not customers." As security escorted them to the door, Dad shouted about ungrateful children and family loyalty. I just walked back to the garage, grabbed a wrench, and slid under a car. Some things money can't fix. The next day, they went on Facebook ranting about their cruel son who wouldn't help his struggling parents. My wife was furious, but I just laughed. That night, I got a call from their neighbor. Apparently, Mom was telling everyone I'd promised to pay their mortgage, so I bought their house at the foreclosure auction. Not to help them, I'm turning it into a halfway house for homeless teens, the kind of kids whose parents threw them away. Last week, I drove past as they were moving out. Dad flipped me off. Mom just looked broken.